You know what's the bad thing about stepping in this rig?
What?
Is you have to go back to yours.
Here come the dawn, here come the day, here come the lights at last. Here come the glow, here come the power back. Here come the seasons back.
How are you? You look really good on camera. The whole thing.
And I'm back again. And I'm back again.
Wow.
Oh,
How you doing?
good. It's good to finally meet.
Nice to finally meet you.
Yeah, for
I feel
sure.
like we know you.
I yes.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
Hello, how
Hi,
are you?
how are you doing?
Great to meet you in person.
So, how did you get that red to match on the Luxe?
It doesn't really match that well.
It doesn't? Okay.
It does.
I shouldn't tell you though.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
People can't understand why we'd ever buy a semi to pull a trailer. They keep asking us, what'd you buy that for? I said, well, one of the things is resale. We'll be able to sell this thing off in 5 seconds. And if the market stays the way it is right now, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Mark kept saying, we're coming here, and he goes, I bet you Tricia's going to pass you on the Airstream.
She was behind, you know why she didn't?
Sat behind Mark.
looked-
the
She
whole
didn't because she
time.
was stuck behind me.
We went to a guy in Grand Rapids and he didn't know how to speak hot rod at all.
Yeah.
He's like trying to rig us up with a truck for pulling loads, you know. I said, no, you don't understand. We're playing with this.
Yeah.
Couldn't grasp the concept.
I don't know if you're ready for this, Mark. Oh dear. Oh my goodness. Wow, look at the seating. You can get in and out of that.
Like a 40 something.
It's a 44FL.
Okay.
Front living.
So 44-foot Luxe.
It's really a 45.
Is it?
I'd say. It's
Okay.
4411.
All right, so you were a 747 pilot?
747.
How many years?
I was at the airlines I was at Delta for Northwest for 15 years and Delta for another 15 almost.
Wow.
Wow.
And when they inherited our 747s when we merged,
Uh-huh.
and I was flying Asia already with Northwest at the time. I continued to do so to the end of my career. I was checking out on the A350 when I decided to retire because I wasn't doing a good enough job.
Yeah.
And it's hard for me to admit that, but it's what this disease does to you, you know.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick time out to share with you a little more about Marc and Marilyn.
They are not new to crazy ideas.
No, they are not.
Marc is a 747 pilot, but he's also an aircraft mechanic. They've been sailing and they've done all sorts of crazy things in their life. In fact, once they even got a Russian MiG, brought it over to the United States, reassembled it, and flew in air shows.
And let's not even forget the hot rods.
Oh yeah, that's right, drag racing.
Yes.
And he's turned the wrench on every motor he's ever had his entire life.
We wanted to share that with you because recently they've been thrown a curveball. Marc was diagnosed with Parkinson's, but what they really wanted to get across to you today is that no matter what life throws at you, you got to still get out there and find your joy and your happiness and lean into the things that you're good at. Just go at your own pace.
And you're still traveling, and you're traveling this, so you just augmented your plan.
We think we want to do something with that. We want to try to get people out there, you know, that don't think this is a death sentence. I mean, and help them to realize you can still do stuff.
Yeah.
I did all the mods on this thing with the help of Marilyn, of course. When she'd get me out of a hole, I couldn't get it out of myself, you know. But you know, I did all the mods to this electrical system on this thing and to the truck.
Yeah.
It just took me twice as long.
It took a little longer, but like you said, you give yourself grace.
Yes.
And you just do it. It's just a little slower pace.
Getting free labor, so no skin off your back.
Yeah. I know. We have time.
Yes.
I found out how strong Marilyn is.
Oh, I'm your Lithuanian canoodle.
I'm glad you said
Canoodle. I don't know.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks for sharing your story. I mean, I think it's inspiring, and I think it's cool as anything, but then it's also inspiring.
Well, and just before this, we had a 48-foot sailboat.
Oh yeah, we
We
sailed.
had 2 of those, and we sailed the Great Lakes with the kids. And then of course, they get older; they don't want to come with us anymore. And
Yeah,
so
but-
we can do ourselves.
Yeah.
Here's our half bath.
Oh, stop. I was already jealous. Now I don't even know where to go. Wow.
No, you can go right in here, Trish. That's what they're used for.
Seriously. A half bath? That's awesome. Oh, and here we go.
Oh,
With
more
this
in the
beautiful
tile.
glass tile. So beautiful. You did such a great job.
Hi.
Here, ready?
Yeah, sure.
Oh
Wow.
Oh, hey, hello. I wish I had more pillows. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow. Look at how much space there is.
I know there really is a lot of room.
This is such a deep slide that when you come together, the bed goes in here.
Oh, really?
That's what that's for. So you get all this room. Wow. So it's really, I mean, it's
That's a great design.
Good
This
ingenuity.
is a
Good
big bedroom.
Wow. Impressive. We thought that was all show. And then, you know, you get your first chilly morning, you turn it on, and it's ambiance and heat.
Yes.
It was really great. I love what you've done in here.
In the black
It's so
backsplash.
much fun.
Oh, man.
Every joke lands now on KYD. Every joke. Every joke.
That's gonna get some good use.
Oh, yeah, it is. Oh. What are you doing in here? What are you doing, Charlie?
He loves the grass.
Yeah.
It's a surprise.
You good, Charlie boy?
This thing maintains it. So such a wide, flat torque band.
Yeah.
It maintains it. Now, I don't know if you guys know or not, but this thing is an automated 18-speed.
Is that a custom order from Peterbilt?
Yeah. It's,
Really?
I mean, they're not. You can get them anywhere, but it's a custom order. So Marilyn could drive it. I mean, I would personally like not to have that.
Oh, yeah.
It pulls like a son of a gun.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, Dad.
Okay, so what is this?
Cummins 605, 2,050 foot-pounds of torque, 605 horsepower. And it's like it's made it to a automated 18-speed. So what that does is basically it air shifts a manual transmission with a computer by itself.
Okay.
And but it's manual transmission, can handle all the torque, but it's just the switching of the gears and the downshifting and the jig braking and all that's all automated. I used to love shifting, but I really like this thing a lot.
Yeah. Nice and slow, is that it?
Yeah, you do a good job. And then when you get it down, just give it a little push. There you go.
Oh, really?
That wasn't me.
That's a shift.
No, okay.
Oh yeah, Smoking the Man. Woo! Intervention.
Where are you right now on a scale of 1 to 10?
On a scale of 1 to Peterbilt,
Mm-hmm. On a scale of 1 to Peterbilt, how much do you like this?
Peterbilt.
We added that. Open that door right there.
Oh, wow. Is that a composting toilet?
No. No, it has liquid in the bottom yet. We haven't used it yet, but we just thought, whatever, why not?
Well, you got to, I think. Because otherwise I mean, the whole idea, the benefit of it, in my mind, of traveling in an RV is having your own bathroom.
Uh-huh.
So, well, you got the Luxe.
We do, but if we say we just wanted to go on a weekend, Mark and I,
Yeah.
you know, just quick, like to visit my dad or whatever, we can just take the truck.
Yeah, I like it. This is a lot of space back here, actually.
It is.
Yeah, and you slept in here when you first got it.
Yep.
So it's just a little bit wider than a twin.
A little bit, not quite a full.
Yeah. Like, tell me about the process of driving.
Process of driving.
Well, I mean, okay, we're getting a Peterbilt to now you doing most of the driving.
Okay, and again, Mark is such a great teacher. I wouldn't be sitting in the driver's seat if Mark wasn't with me the whole time. He is my co-pilot.
Mm-hmm.
So he checks the gauges, because I look at these and I see a bunch of, pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Look at how beautiful they are.
And I'm learning, but right now, for me to just take the wheel and drive and take it down the road and, just enjoy it and be in my element.
Mm-hmm.
I just love it.
Is it fun to drive?
It is. When I say it's a gas to drive, Mark and I would just before we take the Luxe, so that we just go to rest stops all over, up north Ludington and further White Lake and stuff, and just sit in rest stops. Mark would get an ice cream, and I'd be just sitting there and waving at everybody else. We have the air horn. I want to press it. Yeah, it's just cool, and it's automated. So here's the tower.
Mm-hmm.
This is what helps me, the manual drive, neutral, everything, and it's really just like driving a truck. We also have an F-350, and it feels very natural. I think Trish could
a lot
totally
of looks.
do it.
Oh well, Tricia definitely, she's on board.
Yeah.
A lot of looks from semi-truck drivers. They pass you, they look over, and
We
then
get a lot of thumbs up.
yeah.
A lot of thumbs up.
That is so fun.
And other drivers, they totally get that we're going to swing wide. I keep telling Mark, I said, I think we should get something that says we swing wide, like a regular semi and stuff. And he's like, I don't think so. So I'm just like, the nicest thing we can do is thank you so much. I'd love a thing on the back of the rig that I could press that says thank you, like a ticker tape thing.
That'd be great.
Really cool.
Yes, and then you can have an alternate ticker too.
I'm pleased, very pleased that I can do it, and that I have the ability, and that I love to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I really love it.
That's awesome.
This item.
What are your plans to go? Where you thinking about going?
I think right now we actually thought, after Tricia asked me that, we would like to do the first couple of years seriously just enjoying Michigan.
Mm.
We love
so much to
we
enjoy
love
here.
up north, especially in the fall, the wineries and just the drives and everything. And we do have a granddaughter up in Traverse City, and would like to see her and just kind of stay local. My dad's still in Illinois, and my siblings and stuff, so we don't want to go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And with the whole doctor appointment, getting medical needs met. We have dogs that are getting up in age. They're needing to go to the vet more often. I'm thinking about going to their vet. I really like her. She's great.
You should know, though, from personal experience, because I saw a vet for a bit. The way they take their temperature is definitely awkward the first time.
It is, and that whole... There's several things that are a little awkward.
It's a little different.
Well, and two, they were going to give me a shot, and then next thing you know, they wanted me to lick peanut butter off the wall, to keep my attention off something else.
Oh, really?
I'm like, no, I'm fine. You don't have to distract me like that.
Well, and then yet they have to weigh you all the time.
Nutella.
All the time.
It's probably Nutella.
It was
I
Nutella.
would lick Nutella off the wall. Let's be honest. Yeah, so I'm going to be honest. This is, when I'm driving, just like a co-pilot would do, or a first officer, your camera's going to think I'm big truck, big RV. He's caged.
Oh, I think JD actually wears a very similar ring too, so I think it could be very confusing.
Very confusing. There you go.
And I know he's watching this, by the way.
Oh, good.
Because anything to do with a truck video, he tunes in.
Oh,
It's
that's
happening.
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So, I know, batteries, but when I'm, Mark goes, well, how are your gauges looking when I'm driving down the highway? And we just came through some construction. I said, sweetie, we're gonna do a real good sit down one of these days, and we're gonna go through everything. Right now, I just want to drive.
Yeah.
I just want to drive it. I know where the fuel is. We have fuel. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. We
That's
got
it.
this. So a piece of advice for anybody that has just a little trepidation. They're not ready to make the leap, but they want to start driving more. And maybe not necessarily a Peterbilt. Maybe it's a Class A. Maybe it's just...
Maybe it's an F-150.
F-150.
Yeah.
Exactly. A little piece of wisdom from you. I already love that you said, go slow. Take your time. You're on your own time. Mm-hmm. So, but anything that you'd share with them to give them maybe just that little boost of confidence they need?
I'd say just get in and go for it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to. It's like, just dive in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I know when you drove and you pulled the trailer the first time,
Yes.
we picked a highway in Utah where it wasn't really busy, and they were like Kramer lanes.
They were kind of cush.
And so...
It was pretty nice.
And I think, then you could do it. And then what ends up happening is, you're on a highway and it's all fine until it's not.
Right.
And then...
You gotta focus.
And then you gotta focus. And then you get through it and you realize, all right,
I did it.
well, I did that. And then every once in a while...
You hit a cone.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Now, is it possible to carry the fifth wheel or connect the fifth wheel where the tractor fifth wheel
Where the
hitch
fifth wheel
is?
No, because this hitch here, it's called an 18 senior hitch.
Okay,
Fits down at the very bottom of the frame rails down there.
gotcha.
And so there's no way there's too many cross members and stuff in here that you couldn't sink it down. You got the drive shaft right there in the rear end.
Gotcha.
So this thing has to go in an area where there's nothing below it.
Okay.
So I cleaned all that out. There's a cross member, but I ordered it with this frame extension on here.
Yeah.
Normally they taper it,
Yeah.
and it kind of makes a ramp for the fifth wheel.
And then I'm kind of surprised too, is this fifth wheel...
Okay, so the issue with a regular fifth wheel does not pivot left to right. It only pivots forward. So
Gotcha.
what happens is it transmits a ton of stress to the the frame adapter right here.
Yeah.
When you go over twisty roads, like let's say the tractor dips into around a corner.
Yeah.
And then this doesn't follow right away. It puts a torque load on here that can damage the trailer.
Okay.
Air ride suspension on all four corners.
Yeah.
And it's got independent adjusters. And I optional is to dump. So I can dump the front end instead of waiting for it to come down. You know, for like parking and looking cool.
Hey, does it still have air in it right now?
Yeah, the truck still has air in it.
Oh, cool.
It keeps air for a couple days.
And what motor again? Tell me again, just for.
Cummins X15, 605 horsepower, and 2,050 foot-pounds of torque.
And you said it's kind of like a car hauler design, so you can lower it in the front?
This is the car hauler, the front axle right here.
Okay, that's what you're talking about with the front axle being
lower. What
lower.
that allows them to do is fit under a bridge with a car on the roof of the truck.
Gotcha. But then you used it just for the mean look of it.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, in the old days, you see a truck gas it. It's waiting for the turbo to catch up. That's why all that black smoke comes out of the exhaust until the turbo catches up and makes the fuel air mixture more correct. So this truck here will only meter the manifold pressure as the fuel comes in at the same time. So there's never any excess soot or smoke coming out of it.
Oh, cool.
It's always delivering a clean burn.
So,
because it's not, like I said, when you have mechanical fuel injection, you put your foot on the pedal, it just dumps fuel in there.
yeah.
And the heat has to generate this. Turbochargers don't run on wind, they run on heat. When the turbocharger starts spinning, then the manifold pressure increases and the fuel mixture is then correct. But it takes some time. In the meantime, you're burning soot out the exhaust.
Now for the best part of the tour of all, we've saved this for the very end because it's fantastic, but we're talking about the air horn, and these things don't have just any old air horn, right?
No, it's got a train horn.
Train horn, yeah, but it even has some sort of like, what do they do with the air? How do they?
I got an air manifold right here.
Okay.
There's a handle right here.
Okay.
So when you open it up, you can modulate it
Yeah.
to make it sound like a train horn. When you open it up, you get a lot of flow. You get much more flow than the lanyard style valve.
Okay, so you got the lanyard up there for just letting it rip.
Yeah.
But how does this work?
Okay, so
Here, where do I want to stand? Here, I want to see your hand, and I also want to hear it. So there we go. Wow, that's loud. How many horns is that under there?
There's 5 of them.
That's awesome. Oh, man.
That's
Can I
loud,
give it a
huh?
toot?
Yeah.
Well, hold on. So hold on. How does that differ than the horns up top? The lanyard up top, it's the same horns?
It uses 2 less horns.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay, is that a Peterbilt mod or is that a U mod?
Aftermarket.
Okay. Because I've seen this before. So this is the manifold that controls the air, right? And you can just do it a little bit?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. Can I try?
Just a little
One more
too.
time.
Okay. So it's this lever, right?
Just move it back.
Move it back.
Just a little bit.
Oh,
Isn't that awesome?
oh, too loud. Too loud.
Yeah, I kind of, so that lanyard up top is cool because it's just 3 horns.
That's right. It's for Maryland to nail somebody. You know.